they're so upset about getting an email? Because these are people's livelihoods.
Because some are being cavalier.
You have the privilege of sitting here getting a six-figure paycheck from CNN.
And I have to show up every day.
Scott Jennings slams the terrible leftist panel over on CNN for their insane take on Donald Trump wanting federal workers to report their work in an email, as Scott Jennings actually has to defend this because these leftists apparently don't want to prove what they're doing and why. So let's check out the absurdity that Scott Jennings has to deal with over on CNN.
I want to dispel this myth that federal employees are some lazy, bureaucrats that don't show up for their work. Listen, 85% of federal workers work outside of Washington, D.C. Those are people who work at our national parks. Those are people who work on, the ag departments in farm bureau states. Those are people who are taking care of Medicaid and processing payments for people in red states like where Donald Trump lives. So we need to stop being so cavalier, Scott, about people and whether they're working or not and how come they're so upset about getting an email. Because these are people's livelihoods.
Because some are being cavalier.
You have the privilege of sitting here getting a six-figure paycheck from CNN.
And I have to show up every day. And I have to show up and earn it. And I have to show up and earn it.
As public servants, and they do the same.
And I have to show up.
The fact that you assume that they don't is obnoxious and insulting to those people.
They're not showing up and earning it?
They're good public servants.
Hold on.
Why are you assuming that they are?
Hang on.
No one's assuming anything.
Hold on, Joe. Let me play for you, just because apparently you think that it's only Anna and Tara who are concerned about this. Here's John Curtis talking about this yesterday.
If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives. These are mortgages. It's a false narrative to say we have to cut and you have to be cruel to do it as well. We can do both.
There's nothing cruel on.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Joe and Scott and Tara, and we all cannot speak at the same time. But, okay, his point is, let's not be cruel. You can find out how people are performing on their job without sending a gimmicky email that is only going to get, you're going to get false positives. You're going to get people who are bad performers responding to the email and good performers not responding to the email. And what does that tell you, Scott?
The premise of your question is that there are thousands of federal workers who are lazy and dishonest. You're saying that if people respond, then they're trying to game the system of a gimmicky email. That's number one. And I don't necessarily believe that.
On the planet.
There's nothing.
That's not how you evaluate people, by asking them to send you a random email.
They're not being evaluated. They're simply being asked, what 5 things did you do last week? It is a simple question. And the fact that no one seems to want to answer it tells me nothing.
Can we put this in context, though? This is after, just in the first few days of the administration, they received a buyout offer that then wasn't really a buyout offer. Then it was very confusing.
No, it's not. They got a buyout if they want.
There's colleagues all over the country being fired in a haphazard way. There's probationary workers being fired, supposedly for performance issues, when nobody is actually evaluating their performance. Then this email goes out. Then the agency heads say, no, don't answer the email. Don't you find it a little bit? Don't you think it would be a little bit stressful right now to be a federal worker, to be a park ranger? Yes.
And there
to be a federal worker.
It's a hell of a lot more stressful than being a
Hold on a second.
Democrats dying on
Joe, Tara, and Scott, and Anna. Everybody, hold on one second.
Your colleagues fired. It is stressful to be working
at the
NIH.
Fired. That's a lie.
It is stressful to be.
Not one. Name one.
Elon Musk tonight.
I read it in the Miami Herald this
hang on a second. Elon Musk tonight, just to add to the confusion about this, to be honest, he sent out another message on X saying the email requested was utterly trivial, as the standard for passing the test was to type some words and press send. Okay. Yet so many failed even that inane test and urged on, in some cases, by their managers. Have you ever witnessed such incompetence and contempt for how your taxes are being spent? Makes old Twitter look good. Did not think that was possible. There was also some indication that...
I don't know about you folks, but I am absolutely with Scott Jennings on this. Look, I understand these are people's jobs, lives, and all that. I get that. But the jobs that they are trying to get rid of are all the useless ones. Everybody acknowledges that there are jobs that need to be held by employees. No one is arguing that. But if you cannot even answer a simple email, if you can't even tell me what you accomplished and why we should continue to pay you, if you could not even do that, then do you really deserve your nice government job that is supposed to be there at the service of the American people? You can't even answer an email in any business. Like, this is the type of stuff that if you just didn't do, eventually you'd be fired. So like, why are we not holding government employees to the same standards as everyone else? And, when Scott Jennings had to, talk back for a second about, federal employees being stressed. So what, like for the first time ever? For the first time ever, like because the government doesn't fire anybody. So for the first time ever, all of these government employees now have to face the reality of everybody else in the private sector. Like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. And I just find it amusing that now CNN, the left, they want to treasure all of these government employees. But you know what? When COVID was going on and that was happening, oh, well, if you just didn't do what you were told, federal worker or not, you were evil, right? I mean, they pick and choose who and when they want to back and cherish and get rid of. They don't actually care. And this is a bad argument. If you can't answer a simple email, you don't really deserve your job. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments and leave a like. It really helps the algorithm. Let's get back in.
Maybe they might have more time. So
Elon
can
also
they get
put
their
out
story straight?
But he also put out a Twitter that said that, Donald Trump now has given them a second chance for the people who didn't respond the first time. And that's the second chance. Like, first of all, let's get this straight. Elon Musk, no one elected him. Doge is a fake, illegal operation that the courts will decide because it's being litigated what they're doing. Also, people who are working at the federal government, the cruelty of this are people who have just graduated from college or just finished their master's or came from PhD programs, and now they're being told by NASA or by HHS or by NIH after they move their lives to wherever to be public servants, and they're told now, well, no, pack up, you got to go. This is happening indiscriminately across our government. That is cruel, it's unnecessary, it's dangerous, and when our own agencies are telling us that malign actors, are we just ignoring that part?
Thinks it's cruel to get an email from your boss asking, hey, what did you accomplish?
Elon Musk is not their boss.
No one thinks that's cruel.
He works for the president.
No one thinks that's cruel. He is. If he's appointed by the president,
work for him?
He is their boss. There's $271 billion
Joe,
of federal
you said
spending.
no one, but that's not the case, okay? Here's Lisa Murkowski, also a Republican senator. She says he should get to know each department and agency, she's talking about Elon, and learn about the jobs he's trying to cut. Our public workforce deserves to be treated with dignity and respect for the unheralded jobs they perform. The absurd weekend email to justify their existence wasn't it.
We deserve a better accounting of the $271 billion we spend in a federal payroll.
Totally agree.
If someone cannot answer a simple
that's
email,
what Congress is for.
Hey, are you
Joe,
alive
that's
today?
Congress's job.
Joe, I actually think you're 100% correct about that. There should be an accounting, but that's not this.
That's Congress's job. That's the
This is a
Inspector
start.
General's job that they fired.
It's Elon Musk's
How does
job.
No,
this
it's
tell
not.
you
He doesn't-
anything about what's going on with the government?
Can I
Again,
Elon Musk knows what is it about how government runs.
What is it telling you,
The
Joe?
argument that this was gimmicky
What is it telling you about where the
okay.
money
Yes,
is being
this
spent?
was gimmicky. It's saying who is actually coming in. Lee Zeldin just required his workforce to come in on Fridays and Mondays.
That's not what we're talking about here.
But my point is, that's something that hasn't even been thought of in years. And
You just
since
acknowledged
COVID.
it was gimmicky by Elon Musk, like him going out on the CPAC stage with a chainsaw,
It's gimmicky
jumping
in the
around
sense
like
that it's a funny way of saying
buffoon.
who's even
When people's
reading their
lives are on the
emails.
line here, their
Who's even reading their
livelihoods.
emails?
All right, hold on,
I
Scott.
think one other point, and this is the push and pull of when a Republican is the president. There's an attempt when a Republican's in the White House, Donald Trump or any other Republican, to argue that these federal agencies, federal workers, the bureaucracy, sort of can act independently or autonomously from the political leadership of the country. And that's what's happening here. That's why everyone is melting down. That's why the lady came on CNN today. They don't want to answer the email because they don't want to answer to the president. And the message from Trump and Musk is we have political leaders in this country and you got to answer to it.
I'm not following you. Are you saying, you
Yes.
suggesting that it's only when Republicans
Yes.
are president that
100%.
agencies
Yes.
express independence?
Yes,
Well, you know that
correct.
that's not true.
No, I know it is 100% true that the bureaucracy is not aligned with, mostly not aligned with Republicans.
For a reason.
Scott Jennings is exactly right. DC has turned leftist and has become a leftist cesspool for years and years. And that's why the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, everything, the entire culture of DC is left. There is no Republican, stranglehold, anything there. It is a blue through blue town, like through and through. And that's why Scott Jennings can say, yeah, they're all Democrat. They're all Democrat, but because there is a clear bias, and it's been happening for a very, very long time. And to the one woman who was arguing that, Elon Musk and Doge is illegal and all that, and they're answering to him, no. The president can ask anyone to be an advisor. He can ask anyone to assist him as he sees fit. He asked Elon Musk hey, I want you to do tech support and help audit the government. He has every right to do that. And the left, they just cannot stand anybody outside of government coming into government and ruining what they got, because they can't stand the idea of actually being held accountable to the American people. They can't stand the idea that they serve the American people and not the other way around. So Scott Jennings is exactly right on this. And this CNN leftist panel is just throwing outrage for absolutely no reason. Because if you can't even answer an email, you're pretty much dead weight. But folks, let me know what you think about in the comments and what you thought about what Scott Jennings had to say to this CNN leftist panel in this clip. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.